Watch this and watch out. Anything now shock out, get washed out. Watch how the king, the boat, and the queen are come out. Patch how they spread the carpet. One thing you have to tell them, no say, watch ya. I don't say, watch me now. It me up, murder me run, and me no take back me chat. Shot to the deck, me and the queen in the park. Look how me cute and sexy like that. And me plant the can, so no better watch that. Show me step up in a life, they want to give me a fight. Show me look cute and they don't look too right. They call on me to over me, man a fight. And that now one, no time in them life. Me don't cut up again, model every time. Absolute niceness, come with peer rhyme. First class, just good and the style I lick. The quality, if you come back quick, cause better me run, I me no take back me chat. Trouble the deck, me and the queen in the park. Look how me cute and sexy like that. And me plant the can, so no better watch that. S me no spade, me no king, me no jack. Me and the queen and me run the pot. Shuffle up the deck and me come on top. Say uno no say patch and no dead stop. Anything test them off, it kick back. Rally back and me not answer back. Cause me and me run and me no take back me chat. Yeah. Shuffle the deck, me and the queen in the park. Look how me cute and sexy like that. And me plant the can, so no better watch that. Everything compensated and the vibes just a flow. The rest is for the second one move too slow. Can't beg nothing, me just a bet my way. I'm serious time, me no come here to play. Man I rush me body just like a hot bread. And over on the body, no man not dead. The queen they are just a spread the red carpet. A long time when I try a time, no fool no quit. Cause better me run time, me no take back me chat. Shuffle the deck, me and the queen in the park. Look how me cute and sexy like that. And me plant the can, so they better watch that. Everything compensating and the vibes just a flow. The rest is for the simple, no I move too slow. Can't beg no friend, me just a make my way. I see what's time, me no come here to play. And I rush my body just like a hot bread. And over all the body, no man not dead. The queen they are no so spread the red carpet. A long time on I try a time, no fool no quit. Better me run time, me no take back me chat. Trample the deck, me and the queen in the park. Look how me cute and sexy like that. And me plant the can, so no better watch that. Ask me no spade, king me no jack. Yes, me and the queen, me run the back. Shuffle up the deck and me come on top. So uno no say patch and no dead stop. Anything taste, I pick it back. Rally back, and me not answer back. Cause better me run time, me no take back me chat. Shuffle the deck, me and the queen in the park. Look how me cute and sexy like that. And me plant the can, so no better watch that. Everything compensating and the vibes just a flow. The rest is for the simple, no I move too slow. Can't beg no friend, me just a make my way. I see what's time, me no come here to play. And I rush me body just like a hot bread. And over on nobody, no man not dead. Better me run time, me no take back me chat. Trouble the make me and the queen in the park. Look how me cute and sexy like that. And me plant the can, so no better watch that. Show me step up in a life, them a fi give me a fight. Show me look cute and them no look too right. They call on me to over me, man a fight. And that now one, no time in a them life. Me no cut up again, model every time. Absolute niceness, come with peer rhyme. First class, just good and the style I lick. The quality me fling him a fi come back quick. Cause better me run time, me no take back me chat. Shuffle the deck, me and the queen in the park. Look how me cute and sexy like that. Flick it up, a patch a come on top. Cause better me run time, me no take back me chat. Shuffle the deck, me and the queen in the park. Look how me cute and sexy like that. And me plant the can, so no better watch that.
Hello, guys. I do not own any copyright to this song. I do not own any copyright to this song. Guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys have been absolutely great. You guys have subscribed. You guys have commented. You guys have shared. And you guys have liked. Thank you so much. I would like to tell you guys, do not hesitate to reach out to me if you have any suggestion, if you want to bring something to my attention. You guys have my email, which is firstname@gmail.com. Same name as the YouTube, KethleyCharles@gmail.com. And you guys also have my phone number in the description box. So guys, if you want to reach out to me, if you want to bring something to my attention, I want you to feel free, because we're family. We're family. The struggle is real. The struggle is hard out here. It is hard. And it seems like, they really don't want to put an end to it. But like our forefathers, like our ancestors, the struggle will be dealt with us. We're gonna try as hard as we can to make sure that we have no more struggle, and we will not have any more struggle when our people are truly free. And it starts on the continent. It's here in America, in the Caribbean, in the Pacific, in South America. Hey, listen, everywhere there's black people, and they're oppressing us, they're abusing us, and they have systematic system in place to keep us down. Listen, the struggle is going to be faced with us, because first of all, we're not our grandparent. We're not our grandparent. Like Dr. Mumbi said, this is a new breed. This is a new breed. So guys, the struggle is out here. It is out here for real. But this conversation must be continued. Our conversation must be continued. We need to have this conversation, like I always tell you guys, everywhere and anywhere. Everywhere that you gather up and you meet your brothers and sisters, we need to be talking about what is going on here. But anyway, the song that was playing earlier, it is by Queen Patra. That was, if anybody's from the 90s, they were teenagers during the 90s, I'm sure you're going to be very familiar with this song. And like I said, most of the 90s songs, they're still rock and sounds brand new, like the 70s. I love the 70s songs. Oh my goodness. The Temptation, all those good people, Smokey Robinson, all these good people. Their songs still rocks, up till today. And it's almost like the same thing with the 90s. The 90s, most of the songs are, still beautiful, still up to this day. But, so that was her. And what I like about the song, it's, just like promoting women and stuff like that. As far as, we got to get our act together and, and rock, as usual, women, how we do stuff. But anyway, guys, yes, I am so happy to be here with you guys today. And thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate you guys. And like I said, guys, the struggle out here is crazy. But today I wanted to bring to your attention, for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, we're going to be hearing a lot of talk about war. And it's coming. But that doesn't mean that we're going into war. I'm not saying that we're going into war, because I'm sure that, in 2019, we need to be very smart. I mean, I would think, or we would think that the Neanderthal, they would, come to some sense, because, several of their predecessor governments, have lead us into foolishness war, reckless and senseless war, well, many of our children, we lose many of our children due to their foolishness. But anyway, it's going to be something like that. It's going to be something like that, because right now, Europe and America, listen, right now, I would tell you, they're just like behaving like a chicken that you cut its head off. Okay, they're just bouncing left and right. Why? They are like that right now due to the simple fact that our African government, as we speak now, they're waking up, guys. They are waking up. They are waking up waking up massively. And right now, while China, because think about it, guys. First of all, the way that the European and American have set the system up, from media to you name it, they've always shown us to be all kind of animal, sex appeal, gangsters, all sort of bad things. Okay? But however, China right now is teaming up with Africa. And right now it is Africa's season. Because like I told you, the media and all the way that they have portrayed us, okay, towards the world. Do you really think that China would just go to Africa because China loves black people? Do you think China is over there because China really care about us? No, not for one hot second. Not for one hot second. Especially due to the fact that how European and American have portrayed us for decades. If you ask the average non-Asian people, especially Chinese, Japanese, especially who have never traveled, okay? If you ask them to really speak on black people, they would repeat exactly what they have seen on TV. They will repeat exactly what they've seen, okay? On the news, okay? So, because they don't know, because that's what they were told, okay? To look down on us. So now, if you see China is in Africa, you have to kind of like add 1 + 1 = 2. There's a reason behind it. And we all know what the reason is. It's because of our resources. Everything the world needs right now to function is in Africa in mass quantity. Africa, Europe is what it is today due to Africa. America is what it is today due to Africa. And not only Africa alone. The surrounding countries, like in North America or in the Americas, like the surrounding countries of the Americas, South America, the Caribbean, okay? They go there and steal their resources and revolutionize America, revolutionize Europe, and when they get those resources, what they do, first of all, they go and exploit, okay, certain particular region. And then they try to sell it among them. And while they're doing the selling, if they don't like the selling or they feel like one is selling more than the other, they would start fighting each other again or catching beef with each other again over the same stolen goods. That's why you would find so many European countries, okay, are not friends. And you would find many European countries are fighting each other and catching serious beef. That's why. Because of our resources. And of course, America is one of the biggest thieves ever. The biggest bully, biggest thief ever. So, China is in Africa right now, guys. China is in Africa. It's not because China like black people. It's not because China find black people to be attractive. It's not because China care about our poverty. Or it's not because China was once in poverty, okay? And now China wants to go around and help the world. No, ma'am. No, sir. No. China is there because China knows, first and foremost, the raw material that was coming from the world to its country were mainly from Africa and the Caribbean island, and the South America and the Caribbean island. So China made a smart move because China knows whoever run or rules Africa rules the world. That is why China is there now. So thank God, I think because China just got on Africa and China is not planning on leaving Africa anytime soon, our government start to wake up. They start waking up. They start to, and then with the pressure of the youth, because you got the 25-year-old, 35-year-old, 45-year-old, 55-year-old, you know, especially majority of them have lived outside of Africa, in Europe and in North America, and now they are, most of them are migrating back to the country or have already migrated back to the country 10, 15 years ago, and they're telling these people, in Europe, they're treating us like dirt. In America, they're treating us like dirt. And when they want to sugarcoat things, which is America very good on doing that. America is very good on sugarcoating. I mean, the sugarcoating things that they do is ridiculously crazy. So, America and Europe would take one of our own people, like the NFL did with Jay-Z. That's one example, okay? And just to name him, and I can use maybe over 100 example. They would take one of our own people, put them in a position, on a high position, and next thing you know, we'll be like, oh, they love us, oh, they're not racist, or they're not this and they're not that. And next thing you know, they doing a mass torturing, abusing of our people. What is going on right now? America is falling. Europe is falling. And they know it. They know they got so much obstacle against them. Nature is against them. They are against themselves. And then now, they are falling due to China. What are they doing right now? If you guys go on YouTube, or if you're not going to see it on the news, because stuff like that, you're not going to see it on the news. Stuff like that, you would only see it on private videos. People that upload these videos on social media. If you go on, I'm sure if you have social media, you probably would have seen some of them before. Or if you go on YouTube, you would see them. They are deporting Nigerian, most people from the African country, okay, on a massive scale in Europe. Just getting them out. Germany, Denmark, Norway, and it's mostly our men. Mostly our men. Mostly our men. They are deporting them. Quote unquote, they claim they're illegal. Quote unquote, they claim it's due to immigration. I've seen too many videos over the weekend of mass deportation. And also, if you are in America, I'm referring to the United States of America, they are doing the same thing. They are deporting these black and brown people on a massive scale. Haitian, West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Boston, New York. I mean, they go on a job, they go at the gas station, they go church, they go everywhere. I'm saying too many, and you're not going to see that on the news. You're not going to see stuff like that on the news. But you know what? Something is coming for them. Something is coming for them. Because right now, China already know that it has to stick with Africa. And China already said that regardless of what, we have to develop Africa. Because Africa has to be developed, even as far as helping, while they're stealing the resources, they're doing some stealing too, but it's just that their stealing is different than when Europe and the United States was doing it. Because when Europe and the United States were doing it, they were not worrying about putting electricity on the continent. They were not worried about infrastructure. They were not worried about education. They're not worried about school. They're not worried about none of that. But if you would go on YouTube to see the work that the Chinese have done, you would be like, you know what? America and Europe have been stealing our resources for decades, and they've done absolutely, you cannot even count the amount of things that they've done on your fingers, on just one hand. But the Chinese came in a 10-year period, 12 years period, okay? They've done so much. What they've done. They put hospital, children's hospital. They've put big state hospital, okay? Government hospital. They put, the amount of things. They have speed train and on the continent as we speak. They the infrastructure, the big highways, they have done a great deal. And you know what? I would rather deal with that teeth than to deal with the American or Europe. So guys, the struggle is real. I refuse to have friends around me or family around me. I can understand if you don't know. Okay. But I refuse to have people around me that choose to just concentrate on go working that little 40 hours a week. Find things to eat. Just live in the everyday life. Or in the good black way of saying it. Sleep shit and work. And then leisure time. No. The young generation right now, between the age of 20 to 55, 65, we have to group. We have to make this conversation part of our conversation. We have to be aware and alert. And people that are fighting for us, we need to know them, like Louis Farrakhan, Dr. Boyce Watkins, Claude Alexander, Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Mumbi Seraki, Wuremaya, Search for Uhuru, Black Sunrise. You name it. You need to be aware of these people. Watch their videos, comment, like, and show your support. Because right now, think about it. In 2019, for you to be in the island and you still don't have running water in your house, in most cases, in 2019, you still have to use a commode and tight your waist, your bowel movement, your waist, and to go dump it somewhere in the bush. It makes no sense. While your resources are revolutionizing Europe and America. Who's this? Me. Hold on a second. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, thank you so much for your patience, guys. I am totally sorry. I had to go and answer the door. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, okay. So, to take you guys where I left off, our resources revolutionizing the country, the United States and Europe, and they would go and grab a few handful of us, put us in the United States, and then they have a system of racism in Europe. They have a system of racism in the United States. They make it impossible for you to live in the United States. And in Africa, there's no such thing as you work. And 80 to 90, 70, 80, 90, 95% of your work goes straight to bills. That makes no sense at all. They make that if you're working 70, 80, 60, 70, 80, $90,000 a year, you're going to need some type of generational wealth in order for you to be satisfied with your income. And when I'm saying generational wealth, I am referring to you have a house, you're not paying a mortgage, or you have enough money to get a car every 10 years. Because American product on our second, third best. You know, and they purposely do it like that so you can keep buying and buying and buying and buying. Okay? I mean, listen to me. Life in the United States is so hard. Everyone who has children, 2-3 kids, should be qualified for supplemental food assistance. Even if you're making $120,000 a year. Even if you're making $120,000 a year. But you know one thing, guys, I am very happy, I am very pleased with our leaders. They are now waking up, because most of them right now, especially in the parliament or in the in government in Africa, they're in the ages of 30, 40, and 50, and they're waking up. And most of them have lived in New York. They've seen the racism. I mean, not Europe. I meant to say Europe. Most of them have lived in Europe. Most of them have lived in the state, and they know the racism there. They've seen the racism there. They know. They see what they see and knows what goes on. And right now it's Africa season, and Africa is. It appears that Africa is using its timely wisely. Africa appears that it's using its time wisely. So therefore, we should be seeing some change, because they're doing a lot right now on the continent. They're uniting the whole 55 country. They're 2020. They're gonna have the government already got the one passport for the whole government of Africa, but now they're gonna have one passport for all the citizens, and they're giving citizenship. And the purpose of giving citizenship to black people. Black people. If you're not black, don't attempt on trying to get a citizenship of Africa. Please don't. Okay? They're giving citizenship to black people, just because they want us to take part. They want us to take part in voting. They want us to take part in the government. They want us to take part in the system. And of course, they don't want coon. They don't want coon. And you know what I think? I think they should be doing. I like that China rule. There's a China rule in. There's a rule in China. If you are corrupt, you get exterminated. If you're doing drugs in China, you get exterminated. Okay? If you're doing severe corruption, okay, you get exterminated. So, that's the only rules I would love to see on the continent. Any corruption, any stealing, any drug, exterminated on the spot. On the spot. Because Africa is the only place that black people can go and be black and live as a human being. And you would often hear our African brothers and sisters say the same thing. They say, oh my goodness, yeah, when I come to the state, I thought everything was going to be okay. I was going to have white friends and, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But when I came in here, that's when I felt that I was black. Because when I was on the continent, black was not an issue for me. My judge black, the lawyers black, the police officers black. Everybody black, and nobody they don't discriminate on us just because of our skin color, because we were fine. But until we go to Europe, until we go to America, and that's when we find out that the color of our skin will determine a whole lot of things, our everyday lives. Our everyday life based on the color of our skin. And I've lived in the United States for 30 plus years. If I would sit down to tell you the amount of discrimination that I've faced in America, you'll be very surprised. On a daily basis. The only time I don't face it, I will tell you literally is when I'm in my house. The moment I leave my house and there's like 10, 20, or I'm surrounded by white people, seriously, they would do something. They would make you feel it. Like you don't belong here. You're not welcome. And I'm not generalizing it. But however, the percentage, the amount, it's at an alarming rate. So, guys, like I said, the struggle is real. Don't just sit down, go to work, eat, sleep, release your reproductive system, move your bowel, and socialize. Don't just do that. Do not just do that. On a daily basis, helping your people, fighting for your people in your own little way, okay? Decondition your mind. Relearn. Put yourself in a relearn state. All these things are it is part of the movement. So guys, the struggle is real. Like I told you guys, this conversation must be continued. This conversation, they must be continued. This conversation must be continued. So don't ever feel like I am doing a repetitive video. No. Every time that you hearing that I'm saying these things, or anybody else saying these things, it should be like a booster. It should be like a little vitamin towards the brain to decondition your brain. Okay? What we've learned over the centuries, okay? All the whitewash, we need to decondition our brain. And we need to be on alert and oriented status. Because change is coming. We cannot live like that. That's one thing about black people. We cannot live like that. We cannot be in that bondage. We're gonna break the chain, and we've already. And that's what they did in Haiti. You know, everywhere else. You know, Nat Turner, all of them. You know, we like to roam, be free. Okay. We want to be free. We would like to be free to move. That's our nature. Keep in mind, guys, black don't crack and die. Black don't crack and die. Black multiply. Black don't crack and die. Black don't crack and die. Black multiply. We must multiply.
Ship the whole of with it back on. Till the whole of we end up a jam like you better promote life and the more that you can be done the killing and you can blow breath. And all these words are not disrespect. Cause anything you want from another that you're going to get. Man say put it on the cause and you want to fight for a cause. That's not needed, my friend. Put that
not own any copyright to this song. Thank you so much, y'all.